Hello and welcome back to the part 9 of the Sims 4 Strangerville Rags to Riches. I'm not pretty sure if it's still Strangerville Let's Play. Well, we are living in Strangerville, so I think it is. If you're wondering why my money is so low, what actually happened, guys, I have an explanation. She was programming away and it was taking such a long amount of time, and the computer broke. So while she was repairing it, she found out that she likes hangings. So a neat little idea popped into my head. I bought this woodworking table and she spent nearly 4,000 simoleons in creating furniture, and I didn't sort them so that you guys can see also how much we can gain from 4,000 simoleons. Also, this is the um, sapling we got by defeating the mother. Okay, so this is the gift we got from Father Winter. It was Winterfest, and this is the gift we got. Okay, so we have three bathtubs, one microscope, 14 dining table, four board hanging, two shelf, and two mirrors. Let's just okay. Can I just drag and okay? So I have to do it like 2,000. Okay, we already have made money back. Five. We oh god. Okay, I think we are going to go with woodworking now. The programming was taking such a long amount of time. 11,000 simoleons from 4,000 simoleons. That is such a great haul. Okay, so I'm going to spend the whole 11,000 simoleons creating bathtubs, and I will see you guys when I would have spent nearly all this money. Okay, so I have just spent 11,000 simoleons in woodworking. So in theory, it should get doubled, and we should have 20,000 simoleons, which could be enough to start building a starter house. 33 bathtubs. Okay, let's sell them more. We are rolling in cash, baby. Sell them 45,000 simoleons we have not right now. That is okay. I think we have completed the richest part too. So I'm just going to build her a nice house. The beginning of this time lapse, I had set myself some goals. The number one was completing the Strangerville aspiration, which we have done. The number two was earning enough simoleons so we can be living comfortably or build a house. So from these 45,000 simoleons, I'm planning on building a house and then finding a partner and having a child. So uh, let's move on to the second one, which is building the house. First, let me have the sweet testimonials that we get. Okay, so I'm going to put the computer, the trash can, and the sapling into my inventory, and the woodworking table too. And the rest of these things will have to go. Okay, so this is all my lot. Let's just sell this one, sell this one. Let's start a time lapse, and I will see you guys after the time lapse end, hopefully with a very beautiful house, but I'm very nervous because this is my first time building a house in The Sims. Hello and welcome to my very first speed build video and my very first time building something in The Sims 4. So for Princess Cordelia, I wanted to build a very basic single story floor plan, and right now I am building two bedrooms with a bathroom in between, and then in the middle there is going to be a big kitchen slash living room space, which would be joined for giving an open space plan. And now I'm scooting the whole lot to the right side so that I would have more space, because I'm planning on adding two more rooms on the left side. One is the dining room, and then adjacent to that will be the study. One thing that I wanted from this house that I wanted to build was the wrap around porch. That was the one thing that I decided that I wanted to build. So you will see that in the later part of the video. And this is me building the wraparound porch, and I am going to raise the foundation a little bit to give the house a little bit more height, because it is a single story house, so a little bit more height would be better. Now I'm going to add a fence. So I did the Strangerville fence, which I didn't see at the time of screen. At the time I decided that I wanted everything to be either from Strangerville pack or the base game pack, but soon I will figure out that the Strangerville pack doesn't have a lot to offer, so I'm going to be using a lot of different things. So here I am. I added the ceiling on the top, and now I am going to add the roof part. So the roof of the wraparound porch was easy to figure out. I figured it out, but what was difficult was to the internal roof. I didn't know how to make it look good with the wraparound porch roof. You will see. It took me such a long amount of time to decide how to do the roof, and then decide what windows will look better, and then everything took so long. It was physically very tiring, but also at the end, when I looked at the end result afterward, it was rewarding. Serotonin hit me. So here I am. I put the gabled roof at the front, and here I was trying to hide the end part of that awkward part of that wraparound roof. But I will figure. Yeah, now it looks better, much better now. So this was the part for the wraparound porch done. Now I wanted to add two roofs and join them in the middle, but there was one problem that you will see at the end. That is one part done, and then I'm going to copy that to the other end. So the whole build was me trying to try different things and to see what looked better and what didn't. So this part is also speed out, but I'm working so slowly that even in fast forward it looks so slow. I'm working so slow. So the roof looked a little bit wonky. I don't like roofs a lot. So there was this awkward part in the middle that was empty, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I tried to add a lot of roofs, but to no avail. It didn't look good until an idea popped into my head that you will see in a minute. So what I actually did was I built a room in there, and then I added a roof on top, and I give the whole house a little bit height. And afterward I added window boxes and windows to that room, heater room, and it looked so good there. Now I am adding stairs, and I built the half of the house during night without changing the time. For those of you who noticed that, I'm sorry, but I'm going to change it afterward. I'm going to change it to the daytime. And next I used the Strangerville column because, but it looked very weird. The green columns and the green fence. I didn't know what I was thinking, but the columns were sticking out and it didn't look good. And also the columns were square, so it was also sticking out of the foundation. Ultimately the columns had to go. Here I am tweaking the roofs a little bit more. Thank God I changed to the daytime. Okay, so I'm changing the column. Please change the columns and the fence. I'm trying to make them work, but they didn't. Okay, so this wraparound porch is being blocked off by the trailer. I can see that. And off camera, what I did was I changed a lot. Okay, so I changed the columns and I changed the fence, and it looks so much better now. And here I am adding trim to the roof so that it looks okay. Perhaps that would change something. The roofs look okay, so the back end of the roof doesn't look good, and I'm trying to add the other end, but it is not elongating because my house is too much on the side of the road at the back end, so I left it there. And I'm going to change this part, and what happened, yeah, and it looks so much better now. I was trying to add everything to the house, and this is something that you add to the fences to this area, and it adds a little bit more detail, so I added that. And next I'm trying to add basically everything in the house. So in the upper that room I was trying to separate that triangle from the square part, and then adding a small tiny window on the top. So what I wanted was, in that section of the room on the second floor, I wanted to have a small window in the center in that triangle portion, and then I wanted a big two like a window with two window panes, and it wasn't working, so I had to put move objects on. So this was the window that I added in the triangle portion of the And then I was looking and testing at every window with window pane, because that's what I wanted, a window with window pane. Okay, so what I ultimately went for was the cottage living window, but not in the white color. And I changed the color and it looked so good. And here I am testing all the windows out, because I am not familiar with building. This is my first official build video. I only knew how to build boxes before. So this was a video that I changed the smaller window to brown, and then this was the window or dream window. Now I have to figure out the windows to the whole house, because you don't use windows with window pane in the whole house. It looks awkward and a little bit over to the edge. So every window that I was looking at was either too small or too big and didn't look right. So I'm looking at all the windows, and what I wanted was a window to fill the space. So I used two of these windows and one of these in the side rooms, like the dining room. I put one accidentally in the kitchen and then I removed it, because I'm planning on making kitchen on the back wall, two windows in each bedroom and a smaller one in the bathroom. And I opted for a similar smaller window in the entryway and then the door. So I wanted a door that was in that little area, and I wanted it to be narrow enough but looked like a main door. So I'm testing out all these different doors, but I finally found one. It wasn't that. No, it was sticking out a little bit and looked a bit awkward. So I used this one and it looked good. Okay, so next I wanted flower boxes and those little hanging baskets. I thought that this was hanging, but it wasn't. And here I am looking for flower boxes, and in the end what I opted for in the end was the flower box with the little yellow flowers. Yes, these ones, the yellow to bright up the whole house. Now that I looked at, the windows above are brown and the windows below are white. Okay, I will change it off screen. Now it was time for the wallpaper. So I wanted something that looked like, at first I wanted something that was stone below, but then I found this beautiful blue colored wallpaper. It was in pink and sky blue, and I liked the blue so much, so we went for the blue. And then the roof, I went for a bluer roof to match with the blue wallpaper. God, the roof doesn't look good from the back side. It only looks good on the front. Well, that is the side that we're going to look at all the time. And then I put the floor paint, the soil floor paint, so that to add a little bit more detail. to be more realistic. On the sides, and then a little bit on the mailbox, and then a floor paint for the entryway, which isn't a lot, and then some foundation, and I didn't find any flower boxes, so I went for the decoration portion to find the hanging one so that I could hang them from the wraparound porch, because that was the only thing that I wanted in this bed, a wraparound porch. And I finally found one, and it looks so good. Then I figured out that this area I painted up a little bit, which looked a lot better. Okay, so that was the outside done. So let's move on to the inside part. And first of all, lights, because I am not making that mistake again, making everything in dark. Lights everywhere, and then wallpaper. So inside I wanted to continue the pastels, so that's what I used. First of all, doors, just basic doors everywhere, and I wanted to add entryway or frames. What are these called? I don't know. One wooden frame in the entryway and one in the dining room to open up the area a little bit, and then wooden floor in all rooms except the bathroom, where I used some tiles. And then for the wallpaper I used pastels again. I wanted everything to be bright, and also I built the room small because I wanted everything to be warm and cozy. I wanted it to be a princess house for Princess Cordelia. Here I am trying to figure out what I should paint the study. So I wanted a blue or something yellow. I went for yellow in the end. So I wanted wallpaper, some basic wallpaper in the living room / kitchen area, and then in the dining room I went for fancy wallpaper. This is the one that I went for at first. I did change it, I think. I don't know. Perhaps I changed it. So I wanted the kitchen to have a different sort of wall, and I went for the stone, but I changed it in the end because it didn't look good in the end. Here I am looking for other wallpapers. I went for green, but it didn't look good, so I'm changing it. I went for pink in the kids room and yellow in the study, because why not? Some yellow to brighten up your room, and fancy wallpaper in the dining room. So these were the wallpaper done. Same wallpaper in the entryway, and now same wooden floor in the wraparound porch, and surprisingly everything looked so good up till then, although there were some imperfections, but whatever, it happens. Now it was time to furnish the bedroom. So for interior I wanted to have modern interior, because the exterior I wanted cottage core, but the interior the furnishing, I wanted to have modern furnishing. I don't know, it was a sort of idea that I had in my head, and that was when I figured out that the bedroom was too small, but it did end up looking like warm and cozy, and I liked it a lot. So I'm looking for a dresser, and I opted for this one, and then a mirror, and my all-time favorite mirror. I use it a lot. I moved, and then there were curtains, and I added these beautiful curtains, and then some plants to sort of warm up these space. Okay, I don't know how to speak anymore. And this room was done, and it looked so cute. And then there was bathroom, and I only added whatever was necessary, just a toilet, a shower, and a sink. Again, I wanted the sink to look modern, and I went for this one. Perhaps I changed it. And then some toilet paper, I added some toilet paper, and a towel, a hand towel. I changed the sink. Yeah, because it was taking a lot of space, and space we didn't have. Okay, so for kitchen, I had the idea of having a black kitchen with white countertops, and it looked good. It looked so good with island with sink in between. That was the vision that I had, and but the stone wall was too dark behind it, and I changed it in the end. And here I am. The appliances I wanted was silver or black. So, and sink in the middle. And here was, and then I shifted to dining room. I made the kitchen in half, and then I shifted to dining room. That was okay. So in the dining room, I wanted to have a lot of chairs, but I could only fit two. So in the study, I wanted to have. Study is very important for Princess Cordelia because she makes her living there either from her laptop or the woodworking table which I accidentally saw at the previous house. So here I am adding another. So that is the study done. Okay, so I was looking at the kitchen area, and I thought that something was missing, and here I am adding these stools. I switched them into black because I was like, why not, let's go all black. Here I am changing the wallpaper because I wanted something light, and then dark countertops, so that the dark countertops would look good in front. And this was wallpaper that I saw in the already made rooms. I don't know what they're called. And these are the wall cabinets, the matching one, hanging wall cabinets. And then I added a hood in the silver, and I think that was the kitchen done. Yeah, and what is remaining is the living room area. So as you can see, I haven't added a lot of clutter items or decor because I just wanted to make the general structure of the house and then add the little bobs and ends at the later time. So I went all out for the black with so I added the black sofas, and I was looking for the matching love seat, but there wasn't one available. So I added this lovely armchair, and there wasn't much room for the living room, so I This was just a little nook that was reserved for the living room area, but I liked it a lot. It looks so warm and cozy. This realm of magic, chair, and then a coffee table. This coffee table, and then I added some rugs. Here I am looking. This was too short, too small, and I ultimately ended up using this one in the bedroom and using something else in the living room. Yeah, this was too big as it was ending into the entryway, going into the entryway. This I used ultimately as a welcome mat. Yes, as a welcome mat. And this fancy rug in the dining room. Okay, so I'm still looking for a rug for the living room and not finding any. I like this one and it fit perfectly, and that's what we are using in the living room. For the dining room, I thought I should change it to something else because it was too much. But what I did was just change the swatch to this black and white one so that it matches the wallpaper. And I think this is it. Oh yes, the curtains for the whole house, and that was all I did. It's in speed build. It took me such a long amount of time. I was so tired at the end. I just wanted it to be done at this point. These were the curtains that I went for at the first, but they didn't look good. So I'm changing it to something else, just testing them out. These were too short. These only worked for the round one. In the end, I went for the rod curtains one, and I used them a lot in my bed. They look good in all of these. So, in all of houses, in all rooms, these look good. So, that's what I used. And this was it. The kids' room I will furnish later on. Okay, so this is going to be the general structure of the house. Obviously, I'm going to add more decorations and clutter items, but I think I'm going to uh, do these minor things off screen. And that is going to be it from today's episode. If you liked it, please hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.